Hey guys, what's up? Y'all know what time it is. It is on the way home recap of Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all. So let's get into it. All right, so it starts off Eva and her beautiful family. They're just laying around the house. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand Eva, but I will say she got a beautiful family. I'm very happy for her with that. You know what I'm saying? So she's telling her husband, like, I've been just so tired and so stressed out lately. You know what I'm saying? And what contributes to, my stress is, first of all, the whole situation that happened in Toronto. She like, I didn't even know me and Portia had any type of beef until Candy, which Eva called, Salt Bay, basically saying Candy be throwing salt and shit. And she was like, until Salt Bay, Candy, got some shit started between me and Portia, going back telling Portia all this shit or whatever that I suppose I had said. And she's like, I didn't know me and Portia had an issue, but it's like, she called Candy a class A instigator, but it's like, Eva, bitch, you a class A fucking liar. And Candy didn't start no shit that you didn't already put out there. You the one put it out there talking about, I will forward Portia these blogs and let her, she need to worry about that or whatever. And it's like, bitch, you was just sitting up there lying and you was just throwing shade at Portia, and Candy was just bringing the shit out. So anyway, like I said, we all know Eva throws shade and then she don't remember the shit. So they talked about that. And then Eva goes into saying that, another thing that's kind of, been worrying her, or she's been stressed out about, is the whole, so basically Mike, her husband, is adopting her daughter Marley by the other guy or whatever. I forgot Marley's father's name, but basically Mike has been in Marley's life since she was like 2. So, and I get it. I feel like it's only right for him to go ahead and adopt her, and that's what most men do. Like when they marry a woman and she has like a little bitty child or whatever, a lot of times they go ahead and adopt her. You know what I'm saying? Adopt that child. And so he's gonna legally give Marley his last name and everything like that. Now I'm all for it, but what I'm not for and what I am totally against is, as far as I'm concerned, Eva, don't raise Marley to believe that Mike is her biological father. It's okay that he is taking responsibility as her father, but regardless of how ugly of a person her biological father is, that is still her biological father. And I feel like everyone has a right to know who their biological parent is. You know what I'm saying? Whether you like the man or not, whether you hate his ass or not, you still lay down and had a baby with him. And I'm not saying that his ugly side probably didn't come out until after she had a baby or whatever, but I'm just saying the point is that is still her biological father. And it's okay for her to know Mike as her father, but I think it's also important for her to know who her biological father is, because I can't stand when women do that. Don't sit up and raise this child, you know what I'm saying, thinking that this man is her father, because down the line, you never know what can come up or come out to where she will need to know that information. She will need to know who her biological father is. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's all I can say about that. But other than that, I feel like it is a good thing that Mike is going to adopt Marley and show her a better example of a father in which her other father, her biological father, probably didn't show her. Like I said, even if her biological father ain't shit, she still has the right to know who he is. She ain't gotta fuck with him, but she still has the right to know who he is. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so yeah, Mike ends up adopting Marley or whatever. They're in the first process of it. I think he has to. I think he's going to give her his last name first, and then they're going to proceed with the adoption or whatever. He's going to actually legally fully adopt her. Just like how Steve Harvey did with Lori Harvey. You know what I'm saying? And so then what else happened? So, then they go to get their feet scrubbed or whatever, you know what I'm saying, with Candy, Portia, Marlo, and Tanya. So they start to reflect on Toronto and the events that took place there or whatever. And, they get on the subject about the conversation Kenya started when she was being messy as hell at the table, talking about, if your man cheated or whatever, would you want to know? And everybody like, okay, who's she talking about? So they figured it out. They figured that, yes, she was talking about Tanya. Why was I cracking the fuck up when Portia said, yeah, because she was like, the girl was beautiful, honey. She was beautiful. And she said, well, Tanya's like, I don't care who Paul talks to. He can talk to a girl that's beautiful. I like Portia. She reminds me of one of my good girlfriends. She's so funny. Portia has a very fun spirit about herself. I love it. But anyway, so she so yeah, Kenya was being messy as fuck. So then Portia, saying, so Tanya said, well, I got something on her. You know what I'm saying? She like, I got something on Kenya. And well, first they asked Candy, well, Candy, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think Kenya got something on Tanya? And then Kenya was like, well, Candy was like, well, Kenya's always saying some stuff. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. And so Tanya was like, well, I got something on her. So basically, evidently, well, when they was in Toronto, Kenya left a box there or whatever. And so she asked Tanya, can she go ahead and bring the box back to the States with her, whatever. Bring it back to her, whatever, from the trip. And in that box, and, of course, Tanya wasn't going to, travel across state lines not knowing what the fuck was in the box, because y'all know TSA be a trip. So she looks in the box, and it's a phone charger and a wig. Now, why is it such a big deal that there was a wig in Kenya's box? Why is it such a big deal? Well, it's because Kenya always promotes natural hair. She always promotes her hair being natural and long, full and healthy and beauty and bountiful, and all that good shit. Beauty, bouncy, you know what I'm saying? So Kenya promotes the shit out of her. Her Kenya more hair care. Kenya more hair care. In addition to promoting her natural hair. Now, so they like, what? Kenya got on a wig? Kenya wore a wig and shit? Just like when they was in Toronto, Marlo called her out like, Kenya, you got on a wig? Because, like I said, I think Marlo been wanting to get back at Kenya ever since she kind of clowned her at her wig launch or whatever. So that's the tea on that. It's like, oh, Kenya got a wig. Kenya got a wig. So Tanya pulls out the wig. Marlo like, oh, let me see it. They start playing with the wig or whatever. Candy like, give me that wig. You know what I'm saying? So Tanya was like, well, I brought it so you could take it to her, Candy. You know what I'm saying? So you could take it to her, whatever. And Tanya was like, me and my husband, we have no, no secrets in social media. And she was like, and if Kenya want to call that as cheating, then that doesn't apply to us. So I guess she was saying, I didn't get that part, because I'm thinking like, what does she mean? They were saying, the cookie lady said she was out somewhere, and Paul was all up on her, telling her not to leave somewhere early, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like he was trying to get with her or whatever. I don't think that had nothing to do with social media, but whatever. So she was just like, so that happened. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. And excuse me, because this done got dark, but I had a very important phone call to take care of in between this video, okay? So let me see. And I guess that lighted it up or whatever. All right, so y'all gonna have to bear with me, okay? So we're gonna roll with this, okay? So anyway, so basically, like I said, Tanya was just like, because Marlo was like, if Kenya's sniffing around, she knows something. She knows something. And, and Candy was like, no, I'm sorry. Marlo was like, well, Candy, what do you think? What's your opinion? You know what I'm saying? You seem kind of quiet. Do you think Kenya got something on Tanya? And Candy's like, well, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? She's always saying stuff about something or whatever. I don't know where she was going with that conversation, but Candy did know where Kenya was going with that conversation, because Kenya had told Candy and Cynthia the tea on Paul being all up on that girl wherever they was at or whatever. So the girl said that she was out somewhere and he was all up on her, trying to tell her not to leave somewhere, whatever. And so Candy says that. She's like, I don't know where Kenya was going with that. I don't know. And then Tanya's like, well, I got something on her. And that's when she breaks out the wig and all that kind of stuff. And, like I said, the whole thing about the wig, ain't shit wrong with weave or wigs or whatever. Because, honey, I sure wear the shit. I wear wigs. I wear sew-ins. I wear a couple of tracks. Well, right now, this is my actual real hair. I don't have any weave going on today. But in the next few weeks, I'm actually going to get a sew in again. So baby, I rocks the shit too. But I think the thing with Kenya is that she's always talking about her natural this, her natural hair, blah blah blah. And I believe Kenya has a head full of beautiful natural real hair that does come from her scalp. I really do. I don't know why, it's I don't know. I don't even really understand why is it a big, even if Kenya does promote her natural hair, okay, so she may wear wigs and weaves here and there. What is the big deal? Like, why do we care about that? Why would we want to point that out, Tanya? I don't know, but whatever. So anyway, so they discussed that shit, the wig gate, okay? Um, so, um, I just think it was. I think they're pulling that shit now because that ain't even no storyline. Who cares if the bitch wear wigs or whatever? Who cares? It's like like I said, I'm a perfect example. Y'all see, I have hair and all that type of stuff, but I still rock. I mean, I wear my natural hair, but I also wear wigs and stuff. I just don't understand where's the point of I guess it is because Kenya, the way she acted at Marlo's thing. I don't know. So Eva and Mike, they head over to court. They go ahead and go to court. They head over to the court to start the procedure with Mike adopting Marley. Now, y'all already said, I already, spoke on how I felt about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, y'all. This light is just getting on my nerves. Anyway, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I feel like if Mike is gonna adopt Marley, that's a beautiful thing. But I still do think that down the line in time, Marley should know who her biological father is. She ain't gotta fuck with him. I feel like Eva's the type of woman though who will go ahead and allow her daughter to think that Mike is her biological father her whole life. And I just don't agree with that. So anyway, Portia, Lauren, and baby PJ, they all go visit Portia's Mama Diane, who is beautiful, by the way. Their whole family is beautiful. They're really attractive women. You know what I'm saying? I don't never see none of the men from their family. You know what I mean? I wonder what the men look like. So anyway, Portia tells Mama Diane, like, Dennis came to Toronto. Up there, he came up there to see me, whatever he came through, and her mother's like, Mama Diane is like, well, what does this mean for you guys now? What does this mean? And so Portia's like, well, it definitely means we're back engaged or whatever. But she told Mama Diane that, hey, Dennis is going to come and have a conversation with you and Lauren, because we all need to have a family discussion, because Dennis needs to know. Well, Dennis, the whole thing is that Dennis needs to understand how his decisions to cheat affected us all. And so that, basically Portia was like, not only did it affect me and him, but it affected the whole family. And I agree with Portia, and that's true. So what else happened? Is this the right note or whatever? Okay, so Marley is officially adopted by Mike or whatever. Cynthia, Candy, and Kenya, they all meet up or whatever. And Candy mentions that at the J Juice spa when they got their feet massages, she mentioned how they talked about, when Kenya was being messy and stuff in Toronto, and how, they basically figured out that she was directing that at Tanya. And so, but what I didn't know was this. Cynthia's ass on the low told, she told Tanya what was up. Like, this is what was said. She did that behind Kenya's back. And, I don't think Kenya gonna like that when she finds out whatever that Cynthia did that. So basically, Cynthia put Tanya up on game, like, this is what was said. So now Tanya already knows now, like, hey, okay, this bitch was talking about me and my man, okay. And so so like I said, so Candy told Kenya, like, they figured out it was you. And then, she was like, and Tanya went ahead and Tanya gave me your wig to give to you. And then Kenya's like, oh, okay, and Tanya said that she had, like I said, Tanya said she had the tea, but she had this wig or whatever. That's what Candy said. So Kenya was like, oh, I wore that wig just for the carnival, for the festival or whatever. She was like, but so what? What's the big deal? Like what I was saying. She was like, what's the big deal? You know what I'm saying? She was like, oh, so Kenya acknowledges that, okay, this bitch did this shit to try to embarrass me if it was going to embarrass me, but it didn't. But she thought it would. You know what I mean? And she was just like, and so Candy was like, well, Tanya's saying that you was quick to talk to her about IVF and, but yet, you know what I'm saying? You want to talk about, you was quick to ask her about the IVF or whatever, and so, Kenya was like, well, she being fake as hell, because it's like you sitting up here acting like you had a problem with me asking you about IVF, but then you turn around when everybody left or whatever, you said you was glad that I brought it up. This is what Kenya's saying about Tanya. Kenya basically saying, Tanya, you trying to act like you was bothered by the fact that I asked you about IVF, but for real, you really, that's not what you expressed to me. Now you want to sit up here and try to come for me like you trying to embarrass me, like you trying to do some shit out of spite. Bitch, I got you. I got your motherfucking number. And I'm the same way though when it comes to that. Like, don't sit up here and act like you cool about some shit. You cool about some shit. Like, you ain't offended and you cool, but then on the back end, when you ain't around me, or when you know what I'm saying, or whatever, when you around other people, you expressing some type of disdain, or you're expressing that I offended you or I did something to offend you, but bitch, you ain't tell me. Bitch, you ain't say, you acted like you was cool with me. So I feel Kenya on that shit. I really do. So Kenya like, oh, this bitch don't know who she fucking with. I'm the fucking queen of shade. Like, for real, like, I would light that bitch up. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. And I mean, I agree with Kenya on that. But see, Kenya been being shady towards Tanya too in her own little way. Like, you know how she was all impersonating her on the bus or whatever. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, she been itching to try to fuck with Tanya anyway. So I don't know. So, you know, she was just like, bitch, I got your number, you know. So, Eva, Candy, and their and Cynthia and their families and all the kids and the friends and stuff, they all get together basically to celebrate, you know what I'm saying, Mike's adoption for little Marley or whatever, you know what I mean? So Tanya asked Candy, like, if she delivered the package or whatever. Candy like, yep, I delivered the package, but she wasn't too happy with you, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't happy with you, and so they're talking about it. They're filling Eva in, because Eva like, well, what's going on? What happened? And they're like, Kenya basically left her wig and stuff, and so we figured out she had a wig. She was wearing a wig, and Eva's like, can you wear wigs? Oh, wow. And so they were just talking about how, basically Tanya had some shade in her as well. They think Tanya is this little, just kind of like not, basically just a little goody in a way, but they were surprised that she came with the shade or whatever. But like Candy said, shit, you don't come for Kenya unless you got some motherfucking savage moves, bitch. Okay. Let me get to the Dennis and Portia part. Okay, so Dennis and Portia and the family, they all get together, and at the last minute, Dennis tells Portia that, hey, my mom's coming too. She like, what? So, but his mama came. So it was Mama Diane, Mama Gina, you know what I'm saying, and Lauren and Portia and baby PJ, whatever. So they had their little family meeting or whatever. So Dennis kicks it off or whatever. Basically, let me say this. Portia let Dennis know that he needs to understand that, even though they are good, they're on the right track, that the healing between them, but the family might need a minute or two. You know what I'm saying? They need to, So Dennis starts it off, like I said, and he's like, I appreciate everybody for being, still supportive of, baby PJ through all the, through this time. Y'all, I really appreciate that. But he was saying like he felt some type of way when he would try to contact Mama Diane to see baby PJ. I guess when she would be babysitting or whatever, he would try to reach out to Mama Diane, but only to find that she had blocked him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He was blocked. And so, but Portia like, but you got to understand, my family ain't about to be sitting up here reaching out to you and fucking with you. Well, me and you ain't good. You done fucked me over. You done wronged me. They ain't about to be fucking with you. Their loyalty basically lies with Portia. And so Portia was saying that, she felt some type of way about Dennis' mom not reaching out to her. And like she said, she was like, Portia was like, Mama Gina is so swift to, put her 2 cents in when I'm wrong. But it seemed like with this whole, when Dennis was wrong, she ain't had shit to say. And so, Mama Gina corrected Portia like, well, no, that's not true. She said, because I was getting in his ass every day. And that's a lot of times what happens too. Sometimes we feel like because we don't see nobody getting in the other person's ass, we feel like ain't nobody saying shit to him. But, sometimes that's not true, like Mama Gina said. Mama Gina just wasn't about to do it in front of Portia or whatever. But I still think that Mama Gina should have reached out to Portia. I really don't think I expect, well, I guess I was going to say, maybe I didn't expect Mama Diane them to really reach out to Dennis. But then again, what I'm saying, then again, I guess it wouldn't have hurt, what I'm saying, for them to still reach out to Dennis. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, Dennis is still Pilar's father. So, regardless of what was going on with Portia and him, I feel like if Dennis did reach out to Mama Diane and he wanted to see baby Pilar or whatever, I feel like Mama Diane should have put her feelings to the side about Dennis at that time, because it's still Pilar's father and he still has a right to see his daughter or whatever, or contact you about his daughter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just my opinion, because I think it's just about the child at the end of the day. It's not about Dennis and what he's done to Portia. Because, whatever happens between Dennis and Portia, Dennis is still baby PJ's father, you know what I mean? But anyway, so I feel like Mama Gina could have reached out to Portia, in support of Portia, because your son did fuck her over. And from what I'm hearing, he's still doing some shit. Allegedly he was out with some bitches, you know what I'm saying? Just last week or whatever, out with some chicks kicking it like 4 a.m. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, it's just crazy, So anyway, so yeah, like I said, they sat down and they talked, and Dennis was like, we was having it hard for a few months or whatever. Lauren was like, shit, it felt more like a year. Like, shit, that seemed like a long time. It did seem like it was long. But, it really wasn't much. They tried to make it like it was going to be a big drama-fied dinner, but it wasn't. They was very civil, very calm. Let me see. But Mama Diane said she was hurt or whatever. That's why she blocked him and all that type of shit. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That was it though. I swear people love that block button. I can honestly say I don't block people. I don't block people, honey. I just don't. I don't know. I guess I really don't have nobody in my life that I feel like I need to block. I think people feel empowered on that block shit. Like, I don't know. If I don't want to be bothered with a motherfucker, like, I know how to let a motherfucker know. Don't fucking call me. Don't call me. I don't block people. Like, I don't have to do that shit. I don't know. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I guess that was it, y'all. I mean, nothing really happened in this episode. You know what I mean? Nene wasn't in this episode, y'all. It's looking like Nene ain't gonna have she ain't gonna be in much of a job, soon here, because I mean she wasn't even on this episode. Like, I don't know. But anyway, so that was it, y'all. So Dennis and Portia and the family, they all came together and they talked or whatever, and they got shit out or whatever. I did notice that when Mama Gina came, Portia did not come out that kitchen to speak to her. She just spoke from the kitchen like, I hear Mama Gina. And then Mama Gina was just like, hey. But people will come out from what they doing and at least give a hug and a kiss and go back to what you're doing. But Portia said, oh shit, hey, and from the kitchen, honey. But anyway, all right, y'all. That was it. If I left anything out, feel free to comment, y'all. And don't forget to subscribe, okay? Don't forget to check out my podcast, Conversations with Miss Marcy, on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn app, Anchor, Google Podcasts, just to name a few, okay? All right, y'all. Peace.